Hey everyone, Cray here with another live stream, doing something a little different. Anyway, give me just a moment or two. I am currently working with YouTube's new setup, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I'm getting used to using this, and it's different from what I am used to, so... Yeah, I can't even find, like, where I can actually look up the link for the live stream. All I see is this link that doesn't seem like it actually links anywhere unless I'm mistaken. Give me a moment or two to like try pasting this. Yeah, I don't know where I'm. If I go to the channel right, I can see the channel live stream, can I? I'm not really sure how this works, but hey everybody, welcome to the stream. Good to see you guys. We're gonna be doing some stuff for a bit. It's not gonna be the most interactive and the most lively stream ever. I want to hang out and chat and talk to you guys and catch up a little bit, so that was the goal of this. Hey, Zachary. Hey, Gary Gamer Guy. Good to see you guys. So yeah, we're going to be doing shiny hunting. Whoops, I need to set my online up where it's actually going again. And we'll be doing Groudon right now. Oh my god. I've actually thought about swapping over to Twitch if I ever go back completely, because this new layout, I don't like it very much. I don't know if you guys agree with me on like how YouTube's handled their changes, but I'm not a fan of all the continual changing they keep doing to their website. Like, you get a nice, happy blend where you'll get like an... I guess, should I do link code? I don't know how many people who are going to be able to play or are going to be able to join me or not, so I can set up a link code if you guys want to come shiny hunt with me. That's kind of what I want to do here, so if you guys are interested, I'll set it up. I guess I'll just do invite others for the moment. I was hoping to get, like, viewers to hop on and we could shiny hunt together, but it really doesn't matter too much to me. But yeah, YouTube keeps changing shit. I was happy at the way the live studio was before, and a lot of their like changes over the years I've not been pleased with, I'll be honest. YouTube keeps switching stuff up when there's no need to change anything. I don't like it. I just don't. How's everybody been? Hopefully doing good. I have a lot on my mind that I want to talk about. Whether or not things will come out naturally, I know I'll remember everything, I don't know, but we'll try. So let's see, where do I want to start with? Give me a second before I continue. I'm just trying to figure out what Pokemon to pick before we get into this. I think I'll take this just in case, maybe. Right. My depression situation has been really nasty. It hasn't really gotten any better since I started going to therapy. It just happened recently, actually, which is why I don't see myself probably coming out of like doing regular therapy and coming back to streaming anytime soon. Depression is really rough and really hard to work around, and things have kind of sucked for me, I'm not gonna lie. I've been feeling down in the dumps more than I'd like. I'm not always feeling too shitty, but it's like whenever I feel it, it's sometimes I'll just be fine, other times it's like really, really heavy, just like it happens at random. I don't know how to describe it better than that. It's just sudden. Not a very easy thing to control. Ugh, it's been messy. I've been feeling like crap because of it. Okay, looks like I made a good choice to go after this first. Let's see, what's our stronger attack here? I'll do Inferno, see if it works. Hang on a second, I'm gonna check on some stuff really fast. This new YouTube setup is seriously confusing me, or I don't know how to actually check out any of the stuff I want to. Oh, I think sorry, I didn't have that muted. That was my bad. I think we're good now. Yeah, looks like it. Okay, cool. Just making sure. I think I've got the live stream URL like I was wanting to. Let's link this really quick. This is gonna take just a moment, so bear with me while I set this up here. There we go. I think we're all good now, so we got the live stream link going. I've gotta say, I guess let's talk about, like, games and shit. I'm in the mood to just talk about whatever. There's actually been, like, a lot of stuff that I've had interest in, like, been released or releasing, like, just recently. Like, for example, well, I guess I should say something I bought. I got Pikmin 3 Deluxe on my Switch recently, and I have been really enjoying it. It's been a while since the last proper Pikmin game, and ironically, that was literally Pikmin 3 on the Wii U, so it was a little weird to see same game that got released for the Wii U being the next big entry years later. I don't know, maybe that's just me. I'm not exactly super keen on that. Speaking of which, since I feel like I want to give my thoughts on this matter some, I am not too pleased with that. I thought I'd get more enjoyment out of it. I don't think it's a bad value. I still like it, especially if you're like a new player. You'll really get a lot for your money's worth compared to like Pikmin 3 on Wii U. The biggest difference for the Wii U version, well, for starters, Wii version is being sold at like $20, but it doesn't have the DLC and stuff, but you'd have to have a Wii U in the first place to get it, so you'd be paying more to pick it up there if you don't already have the system. What was I saying again? Sorry if I got a little sidetracked. They didn't add enough is what I was going to get at. I guess I can break it down a little bit because it's not as clear unless you actually have like the entire picture. So, let's see. For the Wii version, there's story mode. You get Bingo Battle already in the main game. Oh gosh, is it just me or is it like I've noticed this when I've been playing this. It's just like a thing I've watched over certain sessions. It really feels like there's like more lag when I'm going through the little part here selecting a Pokemon at the battle and like keep going through the caves than it does in the actual fighting. I get in a fight, I have to battle. I can actually deal with my battling relatively quickly and just get in and out of a battle. When I'm sitting here going through the interface, though, it's really laggy for some reason. At least it's been like that in docked mode. I don't know why it's like that. It's just really strange to me. I don't know if anybody's had a similar experience, though. Just thought I'd ask, because I was curious. Wait, what? I thought I got the torque and got rid of Torkoal last round. Whatever, I don't care. It doesn't matter. As long as we survive against Groudon, that's all that matters. Right. Like I was saying, let's get back to the topic of talking about Pikmin 3 Deluxe a little bit. So, yeah. Talking about the base game versus the Deluxe version. I feel like this is probably interesting info, because not everybody who's played it's probably had like enough to see all the differences between the two of them. So yeah, you've got story mode, you've got Bingo Battle. I think the other thing is just challenge mode, like the mission mode, when it comes to like the original version. So not as much, but I mean, there's only like one or two new, like brand new game modes involved in it. In fact, I think the only brand new game mode is specifically side stories, which we're going to get to that and talk about it in depth for quite a bit in just a moment. Let's start with the like top of this while I'm on my I'm talking about Pikmin 3 Deluxe. Story mode, I don't know if I feel too strongly about the changes they made. Apparently, I don't know the specifics, but apparently they nerfed the difficulty of story mode quite a bit. For like how a reference how this works. The original version only has one difficulty setting, and it's not super challenging. It's not super easy. It's easy enough that it's not hard to pass by. For the deluxe version, apparently what was the original difficulty in Pikmin 3 has been nerfed down to be easier, and it's not even remotely challenging to actually try and play through it, which is honestly disappointing just because of the fact that, you know, I didn't expect the game to get easier, and they've added a normal difficulty apparently, and hard mode is what your original difficulty was, but even there apparently they nerfed that somewhat. For anybody who actually wants a little bit of challenge, apparently there is a bit of a compromise, but it's not a very good compromise, and that's that they added a new hard mode called Ultra Spicy Mode. I wanted to get the most out of my playthrough of it, so I tried out Ultra Spicy Mode for my playthrough, and I can give you guys my thoughts on it. I don't like the story mode changes. They also did like some like weird meddling in the story mode where it's not like it's huge changes, but there's some noticeable things they did to make things easier, like added like more nectar and stuff everywhere, and they added these little screws in the game where you would like go by, and because they updated their lock-on system, it's like meant to be lock-on to the screws and use them to throw your Pikmin at the screws to like make it easier to like target certain areas. That feels like a kind of unnecessary change that doesn't really belong in the game, if you ask me. That's something that was just kind of like, why? What was the purpose of this? But the big thing that Ultra Spicy Mode does is you get 60 Pikmin instead of 100, and I think enemies take more damage to kill. That's like the big thing you need to like remember when playing that mode. There's also a few other changes, such as that I believe it was, let's see, I think Pikmin die quicker from status effects, like Pikmin can burn, and also they can get hit by water and start drowning to death, so those both have the opportunity to be like more dangerous when it comes to that kind of stuff cropping up. They shortened the time from like, I think it's like 6 or 7 seconds to like 2 seconds. That's actually a change I'm okay with because it makes the game a little more difficult, and I think that's a fine change to throw in there. Having the option to play a little more careful in each fight. Unfortunately, I don't feel like it's enough, though. They don't make it challenging, and they feel like they skimped on giving you anything actually challenging. It's literally just changes a slight few things about how you play the game. When I was playing through my playthrough, literally the biggest change I remember was that oh yeah, there is one other change I forgot that I should have mentioned instead of glossing over, my bad. And that's that there's a change to the way the fruits work. For anybody who's not aware of Pikmin 3's system for how like the days work, because every Pikmin game has something like this. Pikmin 1 has collect 30 parts and there's 30 days to get all of them. Pikmin 2, you don't have a time limit. You can just keep collecting, and you have to get like a bunch of treasure. There's like 200 or something in all. There's a lot there. I don't feel like I need to specify any more than that. The time limit in that game is really forgiving. Pikmin 3 has like a compromise where you collect fruit, and at the end of the day you kind of squeeze like all the juice out of the fruit, so it gives you like a whole bunch of fruit juice, and you get to see how much you collect. You need one bottle to equal up to 1 day to like continue playing the game. And in Ultra Spicy Mode, they actually nerfed it so that when you like get the juice, you get like practically half of what you would have originally. So if you had a fruit that gave you like 3 bottles of juice in the original, you'd only get 1.5 in this game. It does add a little bit of challenge, but it's still not that hard. It just means you need to focus on getting extra fruit every day, which is still really, really easy to pull off, honestly. Not enough to make a big challenge. And the Pikmin limit doesn't really impose as much of a threat as you think it does. I found my playthrough being like I would sit down and I would go after specific goals like I would in any other Pikmin game, and the only difference was I looked at the map and I checked out the obstacles for what I wanted to do, and then instead of like shrinking my numbers accommodatingly, I just took it into account how I would normally play, which is group up with like 5 groups of 20 to get like 100 and make sure I had an equal number of everything working on something. Instead, all I had to do for this was I would just compare what obstacles I had, trying to accommodate like what Pikmin types I need, and then divide them up accordingly. There was not really any extra challenge from forcing it to be like 60 Pikmin, if I'm being honest. Shit, did I really fucking lost my Pokemon right when the raid boss dies? That's kind of lame, but whatever. Anyway, like I was saying, where was I? There was not really that much challenge. There were some moments where it was a little awkward, but the 60 Pikmin limit just felt like it wasn't really that hard to cope with. I feel like maybe if they dropped it down to 50, that way you had like only half of what you normally could get, then you might actually have like a more hard mode where things felt like you actually had to really think things through, but it was pretty simple, honestly, I won't lie. I didn't find the difficulty to be worth it. Let's see. I'll talk about it a little more. I kind of want to go over more, like, talking about Pikmin 3 Deluxe, but I don't want to hang on the same subject for too long. But let's go into a little more discussion about this port while we've got a chance to, I guess. So, let's see. What else should I bring up as the next big thing? I've got to say, I'm not sure how I feel about the Piklopedia just yet. I looked at that. Normally I like games giving lore and like little beasts. What's the right word for it? What do they normally call it? I guess you can just call it an encyclopedia or whatever. Like they give you a bestiary. I guess, yeah, that's the right wording, bestiary, and you can use that to like read up on stuff. And normally I like that kind of stuff, but it feels a little empty in this case. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Pikmin 1, when I played that, I remember the creature montage especially well, where they like went over all the monsters in the game. I remember that because even though it was like a small amount of monsters, it was a short game and it felt like it was accommodating well. And then and the thing is, I looked at Pikmin 3's, there's like, I think 55 monsters in the game apparently, and you get 5 entries, which is like 1 for each of the explorers, but I don't know, it doesn't feel like it's a whole lot to read on. It even feels like there's some stuff that might have gotten skipped over, unless I'm mistaken. I remember looking at Pikmin 2's Piklopedia, and there are so many like things to look over. There's probably like 100 or more enemies in that game, and they all have their own individual like entries you can read out of the Piklopedia, and they're all really fascinating. And there's more than one like thing to read on them. I believe there's like at least 2 per thing involved in like the Piklopedia. I find myself missing that because the number's so small in the Piklopedia. I've been interested in reading it as much. I don't know. When something like that is something like that's enough to make like a big difference in the way that I'm looking at how I like the game, it makes me feel really disappointed to figure out that like, oh, this is kind of lacking in all that info. It's like, I don't know, maybe it's just me. They could have at least added like collectibles stuff that you could look at in the Piklopedia, but I don't think there's like any substitute for that. All I see is like a little thing that gives you like a few stats on the fruit, which isn't really what I'm interested in. It just feels lackluster. I mean, I'm glad they gave us the Piklopedia, but it doesn't feel like it's great. Let's save the topic of talking about the Piklopedia Pikmin for a little later, though, and talk about some other stuff. That way, I don't completely just go on about the same topics. That's not really what I want to do on the stream. I want to talk about other things as well, so let's not hang on this one subject completely. Hang on a second, I'm just trying to check something. Is chat okay? I haven't seen a message in a while, actually. I think I can see my own message pass through, but I'm just checking. I don't really know for sure if it's working. Also, I'm kind of not sure if we're going to win this because we've got a really weakened party and Groudon doesn't need much effort to kill us, and next kill we lose. Yeah, this is what I was expecting to happen. We wouldn't make it because we end up with having too many Pokemon KO'd. God damn it. That's exactly what I was worried about. This is why I can't play these Max Adventures very well with randoms like this. Sometimes it's okay, but it's just not easy to coordinate like this, and also on top of that, like, this is gonna happen a lot. Groudon is one of the harder raid bosses, and it's gonna fucking destroy me every time I fight it without anybody helping me. Hey Brian, welcome to stream. Good to see you. I'm glad you can make it. Bye. A video right now. Need to upload for today. Cool. I haven't done anything with my YouTube in so long. I mean, I guess that's natural when my content was me doing live streams and I had to stop it even though I didn't want to. Anybody want to join in? Seriously, I'm more than happy to make room and let you guys join me, but I need to know, like, now if you guys want to join, and I can set up a link code and we can do this. This will go significantly better for anybody who wants to hunt this thing if we cooperate rather than having to do this separately. Groudon is a fucking pain in the ass to fight. I've fought this thing like multiple times, and usually when I'm fighting it, I only win like every few attempts at best. Usually I end up getting my ass kicked because either it's stuck with AI or stuck with people who make really poor choices and then end up getting swamped through all of Groudon's different moves it has to just comb through everything that comes towards it. I guess I'll go along. Nobody's mentioning wanting to join, so I guess I won't set up the link code. But if you guys want to, I'm more than happy to go for that. I like these Dynamax adventures as a whole, though. They're kind of nice. I mean, going through and trying to actually win and get through some of these is a pain in the ass, especially shiny hunting when you have to waste like 16 minutes or something per, like, what's the right word? Per raid, I guess? Whatever, but you have to go through one adventure and it takes like 15 minutes. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but outside of that, it's pretty good. Really nice, easy shiny odds, and I like that a lot. Also, I love that we finally have, like, a good way to go after, like, shinies we want without too much trouble. I think I'll go for Butterfree. I was trying to decide on what I need. It has to be something that's going to be good for fighting Groudon. The only problem is Lava Plume at the end, and I don't want to get completely obliterated by that. Ugh. Fuck. Let's see. Well, I was going to talk about something I've almost forgot. Oh, right. By the way, there might be something I want to do with streaming that I might do a little more regularly. Not as a promise, but something I wanted to do for, like, a series that I might do. Even though I'm not going to be streaming, like, all the time, I might do a bit of a compromise or something. Because I wanted to go back to doing a little bit of Pokemon stuff. I want to do, like, my Pokemon Let's Go living decks. I've been doing it mostly in my spare time. I kind of want to do that on the channel, though, a little bit, and complete my shiny living decks, and you guys have the option to watch if you want to hang around and see that. I think that'd be pretty fun. I've already gotten kind of far in there, but not as far as I would, like, have, like, too little to stream. There's still, like, a good 30-ish at least on my list when I checked. I have, like, I don't know, at least 20-something left over on Let's Go Eevee that I want to collect. And when I looked over at Let's Go Pikachu, obviously there's a whole bunch because I don't have that game yet, so I can't shiny hunt any of the Pokemon from it. I guess I'll go for G-Max and try to kill it this way. It might be quicker. Speaking of which, you guys gonna get anything from the Black Friday stuff that's going on soon? I think Nintendo listed like a Black Friday ad like a few days ago with like a bunch of games on sale. I was looking at that. I want to buy like 2 or 3 games, but I don't think I can afford to right now because I just got quite a few new things. This was like one of the things I bought recently alongside Pikmin 3 Deluxe, and I also chose to pick up No More Heroes, and between all that I kind of wasted a bit of money I had been holding on to, so I can't really buy a whole lot this month. However, I was looking. Apparently, Pokemon Let's Go is going on sale this month. Like, they're apparently putting it on sale for like $30 for either version. So, I'm actually thinking I'll probably pick up Let's Go Pikachu. I'm not certain, but I kind of want to. And to be honest, I regret my decision to pick up Let's Go as a physical game some. And I also wish I had gotten Sword and Shield as physical instead of Let's Go, but can't really exchange it after all these hours. I don't know. I haven't had this. I've got to be honest with my feelings for this game. I don't really have the most attachment to Sword and Shield, whereas at Let's Go, I actually like Let's Go quite a bit, and having it digital would have been kind of nice, and I feel like Sword and Shield would have been the kind of game I would have rather traded in after I had enough fun with it, and now I'm kind of stuck with it, but whatever. Ugh. So how have you guys been? Hopefully better. Well, the situation for me has been not the greatest, like I said. I've been coping with things as they come, doing what I can to keep myself from feeling too depressed and making things go decently while I do, like my therapy session. Ugh, excuse me, my throat acting up for a second. I kind of wanted to talk about that some, and I didn't talk about it a whole lot on the update video. I talked about it. Some didn't mention this, like, in the comments, but I do want to talk about my therapy that I've been going through for a little bit. Oh shit, why did I hit A? I wasn't even thinking, and I accidentally hit the wrong button, and of course I ended up accidentally swapping for a worse Pokemon. Fucking great. That was my fault. I have no one to blame but myself. Ugh, fuck. But yeah, things have been going alright. I've been going to therapy, I've been talking to a therapist, and we discussed quite a bit already, actually. Let's see here. Last week was interesting. I went in and we discussed, like, actually talked about games some, and it was a pretty interesting discussion. It's funny how a lot of people are, like, quick to say, like, oh, shouldn't have your entire personality based on games. I don't. I feel like I try to talk about other stuff, but, like, in reality, you can talk about a lot of stuff when you talk about video games. There's so many different things you can talk about. You can talk about different genres of games and talk about, like, what you like from, like, an RPG or what kind of RPG you like. You can talk about platformers, all the different platformers out there, whether it be something hard or something easy. Like, if you like Mario or you like Donkey Kong or whatever you enjoy playing. We're talking about studios and, like, tech developments. And that's kind of part of what this was. Like, we talked about, like, a whole bunch of different stuff. Like, I remember one of the topics we talked about was, like, how each different console manufacturer right now has, like, a different goal they're targeting. Like how Microsoft is focused on Game Pass and making their console into more of a service, it seems like, right now. Whereas Sony's got their focus on graphics and their exclusives, and Nintendo's obviously got exclusives that they're focused on making their console stay as a hybrid now. Talked about, like, the Joy-Con drift as well. That's something that still bothers me. I got a new pair of Joy-Cons recently, and thankfully they haven't got hit by it yet, but literally every other pair I've owned has been stuck with Joy-Con drift over time, which is kind of lame, to be totally honest. I wish they would fix it. Wasn't there an update on the whole lawsuit recently where there was, like, a talk about, like, Nintendo gave their response to the guys who are trying to sue them over Joy-Con drift, and they were claiming, like, nobody was affected by Joy-Con drift? That pisses me off, honestly. Like, how can you go through all this shit, see your customers struggling and dealing with this bullshit, and then try to shrug it off like, oh, nobody's is having any problems from Joy-Con drift? It's like, yeah, that's total bullshit. There's plenty of people who are being forced to suffer through this fucking issue because they can't fucking update their controllers, and they're just gonna pretend like there's no problems. Even the fucking Pro controllers having issues working, so yeah, I'm not happy with how that's being handled. Everything still good? Just checking. Just the fact there's not a lot of chat messages makes it really awkward to, like, check if everything's okay in chat. Oh yeah, any new games you guys have picked up or looking into that you're interested in picking up? I've seen some stuff that I've been wanting to get. Obviously, there's some really good-looking stuff coming out, like Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity looks really good. I'm interested in that, but unfortunately not able to get it because the fact that I don't have a lot of spare cash at the moment, and I'm trying to save up money, and I'm spending money on a lot of purchases, and I can't really drop any extra money towards it. There's some other stuff too. I know everybody's like interested in Cyberpunk next month. I personally don't give a shit about Cyberpunk. It looks kind of neat. I feel like the stuff they're doing with it is really cool. The logical advances and like all the different gameplay stuff. I don't know a lot about it, but like it's certainly interesting to me. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna get it. It doesn't look like my kind of game. CD Projekt Red does seem to do some kind of neat stuff with their games, though, I'll be honest. And I thought about picking up The Witcher 3 before. I don't know if I would have any interest in it or not, though. Why did we go to Fairy instead of the fucking Grass type? It's like this team is intentionally picking the worst decisions for fighting the boss. What the fuck are we doing right now? This is not going to benefit us. Oh my god. We're going to get fucking curb stomped by Groudon for the second time in a row. Oh well, whatever. This is exactly what I hate about dealing with this kind of shit when it comes to fucking playing online. There's no communicating here. I'm trying to communicate, but I can't. In fact, I think, yeah, somebody actually left, so we've only got 3 people rather than 2. Lovely. Oh well, whatever. I'm gonna check the chat. I hate that I have to send another test message, but I need to make sure the chat's not, like, broken and actually works correctly. Anybody here play the Yakuza series? I've been interested in, like, the new one, actually. I've been looking at it. It looks pretty neat. I know that usually, yeah, it's not the best decision to go for, like, a series you've never had any investment in, but I've also, like, this one's apparently a new timeline without any, like, ties to the, well, not a new timeline, I should say, a new storyline, my bad, and it's not got any ties to, like, the old one, so it looks interesting. The story seems to be completely separate, and I think it looks cool. I'd be interested in seeing how it plays out. I kind of want to pick it up, to be honest, but it's like $60 new, and I don't think I can just throw another $60 out for a new game right now. Apparently they changed the gameplay up, which I already knew about that, though. Like, they had, like, I don't know what you called Yakuza's normal gameplay, brawler or whatever. You went up on, by, like, the streets and fought people. I always was interested and thought it looked really fun, and they changed it to, like, a more JRPG-like combat, which is really weird and interesting looking. I don't know if I would personally be interested in that or not. I think it looks fun, though, and there's some really dumb, crazy, stupid shit in it, and that's what interests me in playing it. I don't always like to play weird games, but sometimes it can be really, really fun, and as far as that looks, I feel like I'd be interested in it. Heck, I'd even stream it if I could, but I'm not going to focus on trying to stream right now, especially. Ugh. I don't know. There's a lot of cool stuff that's coming out recently, whether it be indie or big name stuff that's just getting released all of a sudden. Also, like, this year's been really, really lame. I guess it makes sense that a lot of the new big name stuff is getting a lot of attention, or even just indie stuff. We had mostly remakes or ports or whatever coming out this year, so this year's been kind of excuse me, tame compared to some of the previous years. All the developers releasing remakes. It's just, I don't know. I'm not big on that. It's not a big deal to me, but still. I'm thinking right now. So what's everyone picked up over the year, if anybody wants to talk about that? If not, I'm totally fine. I don't have to mention it. I just thought I would ask and see what everybody's been playing and see what all interesting topics we could get into, or like talk about games, what everybody's played, what kind of fun stuff you've checked out. I'm not sure what my favorite game this year is. I mean, crazy to think in another month or so we'll be doing the whole annual Game of the Year thing. Feels like it's normally something that doesn't happen this quick, but I guess the year just feels like it's passed by really fast. This year's had some kind of feeling like low-profile releases for like new stuff though compared to before. I can count like on both hands the amount of new games that I can think of and remember like coming out this year though. So let's see. Resident Evil 3 Remake, if you can even count that. Followed by, I believe, let's see, Final Fantasy VII Remake, which that almost feels like it shouldn't count, but it's different enough that it feels like it's a fair game. Paper Mario the Origami King is also more new. Animal Crossing is, even though it feels weird counting Animal Crossing, it just feels like it's something that should have released last year. I'm not upset about that. In fact, I'm glad it released this year, but I don't know. It feels like it's not as high profile. So let's see, what did we count on so far? Final Fantasy, Resident Evil. I mentioned Animal Crossing. I mentioned Paper Mario, so that's 4. Did I forget anything I was trying to count right now? I don't think there's anything I forgot. Just trying to cover all my bases as of like new releases this year. Nothing else comes to mind. Maybe Clubhouse, you want to count that. Yakuza just came out this month. If anybody has any they remember and they wanted to like list that I'm not counting right now, feel free to correct me because I'm not remembering any though. Like, I'm counting specifically new games and not like stuff that's being re-released again, so I'm trying to be very specific and remembering everything. I don't remember any more right now, actually. I think most of them are probably indie games, actually. Yeah, that's me counting them on in both hands, and I just like high-profile releases that I can think of about. Just like the immediate high-profile releases I can think of that came out this year, just new stuff. I barely remember new games this year. Oh yeah, Fall Guys came out this year, so that's a 7th one. And then Serious Sam 4 is another one, so that's 8. That's as many as I can think of off the top of my head, though. Oh yeah, Half-Life Alyx came out this year, so that's 9. That's not too bad. But that's still, whenever I like look at that and think about that, that's a pitiful list of things that I can remember to like bring up over every single game that released this year, especially like big name games that are released. That's nothing compared to what it could be. And I guess now we got Age of Calamity, so it's like maybe 10 or 11. Whereas in a normal year, I'm sure you'd be able to count like 20 or 30, and there'd be like the highlights of the year. I don't know. I don't know if you guys feel the same with me about how there's just not been anything exciting to talk about. Not anything really great happening this year. Also, shit, we're fucked, aren't we? We don't have any chance of being able to beat it because our typing was bad. We went for a fucking chance at a fucking dark type over a fucking over a grass type, and now we're paying the price here, and of course we're fucking dead. God damn it, why can't... And did it ever be easy to work with some of these people online where people just take a decent choice over going for a fucking Pokemon typing that just doesn't help any? I can't even increment my counter because I haven't been able to kill it any and actually check it for, like, shininess.
And I didn't get any shinies as far as I can tell. I'm pretty sure none of these are shinies. This is a consolation prize. It's fucking fantastic. Ugh, God. Man, this year's been a drag. Hopefully things are better next year. I don't know. Also, I'm gonna do a bit of a change of topic for a little bit. I've gotta say, I'm extremely glad the fucking election season is over. I'm so sick of hearing people talking about fucking who they're gonna vote for, like, getting harassed by, like, all these messages about, like, oh, who are you gonna vote for? It's like, Jesus, fucking stop. And all the sites that were harassing people about go vote, it's like, fucking stop. I don't need this fucking stress. Just let me fucking and think about it when the time comes or whatever, fucking, and let me do this without all this fucking outside stress. I don't need to be reminded to go vote. I don't want to hear that shit in my everyday life. And seems like everybody was fucking continually doing this and like bringing it up all the fucking time. I'm glad that's over with now. I don't know if I feel strongly about who our president is this time or not, though. I don't know if Biden is going to be a better president than Trump was or not. And the biggest reason I have any faith is like the fact that he was is Obama's vice president. I don't want to get into politics too much, so I'm not going to get like super into this topic, but yeah, hopefully things will get better. I don't want to get into a seriously political chat, though. Let's avoid that. Why are we going rock? Oh, I don't know if I can handle doing this with these people because they keep making these awful choices in direction. We haven't won a single round against Groudon yet. Hang on a second, I'm gonna check the page again. I'm genuinely not sure if the chat's working. I just can't tell. I typed the test message out a few times to check it, but I haven't seen like any guarantee that everything's okay. I don't know if I've missed any messages or not. No, there's nothing. Let me go on Discord for a second. I just wanted to see if anybody wants to join on this. I'm losing my fucking mind right now. Hold on, it's not about the lack of messages. I just need someone to help me with this. Me and rating, I'm gonna just say my mind because of fucking randoms. Okay, I just sent a message on there or whatever. It's not a big deal if not, but like, maybe that'll be enough. I don't want to continually lose this fucking legendary Pokemon over and over and over again because of people making really stupid decisions. Do you have Sword and Shield? I mean, if you've got the game, you can join in and I can help out some. It's not that bad. If I can have people from chat join, it won't be that bad because I can at least communicate with people who are in the chat. Whereas these people, I have literally no communication whatsoever, and I can't like be on the same page about any of our strategy. So we're just completely fucked with literally nobody making effective decisions, or we're not cooperating any. It's just fucking total mess. This just isn't working with it doing total randoms. I don't know. Ugh. Give me a second or two. I'm just checking the Discord to see if any messages popped up, but I don't see any. Yeah, I don't see any more responses. Alright, whatever. I'll try to truck through this, but god damn it, I feel angry because I've gotten 0 chances to check for shiny so far. It does not feel good to lose every single attempt I've had. Ugh. That sucks a lot. It really, really does. I'm not even sure if you can, like, do, like, Nintendo Switch voice chat through this game. I'd have to double check. I'm gonna look at the online app. Let me see. I installed that on my phone for something. I forgot what reason I did, but I installed it some time ago. I'm curious to see if this is listed on the games, though. I have a feeling it's not going to be. Excuse me. Ugh, hiccups. Yeah, just checking to see if this is actually there, and, the fuck? Sign in my Nintendo account again. Let me try this and see what happens, and I sign in a second time then. Skip. Give me just a moment. I need like a second or two to do this. Can I find the login again? Unless I'm doing something wrong. Oh wait, maybe. I think I've gotten to the right screen. Let me see. No, I don't want this thing. I didn't actually look at the screen, so I was trying to see if there's a way to talk to people through this. My bad if I'm being really slow. Start. This app. This is what I hate about Nintendo is they do this kind of shit. They don't have an ordinary, maybe like voice chat or whatever. They always have to fucking insist on an obtuse method of doing shit instead of doing things the right way. Also, I'm pretty sure we could have gone for a water type and a grass type if we got on the right side. Instead, now we're stuck with like the option of maybe getting a water type at the end. We are going to get absolutely fucking destroyed by this Groudon. And it's all because we didn't pick good typings for this. I think my Pokemon I've got here may be like the single strongest type advantage we have against that Groudon. This is going to be a disaster, I can already tell. I can't communicate with anybody in here and like try to stay on the same page. There's nothing I can do to help us work together, and nothing we can do to like communicate who should do Dynamaxing or what Pokemon we should go after any of this. I'm pretty sure there's probably plenty of people on here playing and selfishly targeting like specific Pokemon on the route and not causing us to win because of that too. Ugh, God. I kind of wish there was a vote kick in this only to get rid of people who fucking intentionally throw the game. I don't know, maybe it's just me. It feels like it happens too often. Normally I don't like that kind of stuff in games, but sometimes you need that kind of option. Ugh. Come to think of it, I'm just thinking here on a little bit, like, I hate to say this, I feel like Nintendo's had better online over their prior consoles than they have on the Switch. I genuinely feel like the Switch's online is not very good. We have to pay for fucking peer-to-peer online and no voice chat. And on top of that, we still have to deal with friend code bullshit. Whereas on the Wii, we actually could add people through like unique usernames. Like, why did we go backwards in terms of like actual usability for online all of a sudden? Why are we okay with Nintendo fucking us over like this? I guess we can't really do much about it, but even the Wii had a somewhat robust online component, and you could at least communicate with people like through sending messages in the Wii's settings, so there was that. Meanwhile, on the Switch, we have like none of this basic stuff. It's kind of painful to watch that we don't have any of that. We have to pay for fucking peer-to-peer servers, for God's sake. Ugh. What are we supposed to get for fucking paying $20 outside the online? Oh, you get SNES and NES games. Like, that's gonna be actually a good selling point. Ugh. I don't know. I'm not happy about the way the Switch's online's handled. That's a discussion for another time, I guess. This is going terrible. We're barely damaging this thing. We're not even at the boss yet, and we've lost a Pokemon. And you can bet with our current team, we're not really looking like we're in great shape. Actually, I didn't say what was this Pokemon again? Absol? Maybe we'll be okay, but I'm pretty sure Groudon can wipe out like two of us just using Lava Plume. from the fact that it has type advantage against us. It's going terrible. I guess it wouldn't have been so bad if I picked an easier shiny hunt target, but I mean, I didn't feel like it mattered. I was going to go after this thing anyway, and ended up fucking going after the hardest one first. Lovely. Oh, excuse me. Ugh. I think everybody here's probably had like some experience of Pokemon, so here's something I figured would be fun to discuss for a little bit. What are your guys' favorite Pokemon games you've played? I'm not too sure about my favorite. I would probably say that I liked, like, Heart Gold and Soul Silver were probably my all-time favorites. I don't know if the shiny hunting was as easy in those games, and I didn't really care about that as much. Something about those games felt really good. I like Gen 2 a lot. I genuinely love Pokemon Gold and Silver, and the remakes were fantastic games, and they even had the following Pokemon. I think let's see, was there anything else I should remember? Say, yeah, following on was a big thing, but like, that was one of the things I remember really, really well about it. I really liked it. The story was good. They had a lot of like great little interactions that could happen too. You could talk through Pokemon. You could see like, actually, what am I going to say? The remix music, that's right, yeah, the remix music, all the sprites looked better. They had like a better storyline. They took a lot of improvements to the older games, and they were already amazing games. It kind of makes me sad when I look at Gold and Silver, how they did so much for first ever sequels to Pokemon games, and they improved a ton on what they did. And then when you look at like later Pokemon games, there's like not that much improvement overall. It just feels disappointing. I don't know. I guess we're going for water because water is the most natural thing to target here. Try to get our hands on that Pelipper and then heal afterwards. Too bad my Pokemon is like nearly dead now, though. I don't know. I would have loved to have seen another game where they gave us more regions to explore. Excuse me. I think that's the dream for anybody, though. Pokemon game, it's big, expansive, lets you play through several different areas. That would be so incredible, but I don't see that ever happening. I'd be very happy if they did that, though. I'd be so happy to try out something like that. Also, should I? I have like no health right now. What's my strongest attack? Crunch. What does fake tears do? It's related to special defense. What's our best strat here? I'm gonna say fuck it and Dynamax. I don't want to, but if I can avoid a death from Groudon, it's enough to help us out significantly, so might as well Dynamax and try to live through this battle. It's not about choosing the right move here so much as it is trying to keep our party from getting fucking wiped next battle. I don't know. That'd be cool, though. Have a game where they put every region in or whatever, basically have like Kanto, Johto, Ho, and all those regions where you can play them in the same Pokemon game. I would be so down for that if that happened. Have every Pokemon available too on top of that. It'd just be cool to go and get to explore any part of the game. Hopefully get to see all the different trainers and see how things have progressed over each game. Oh my god, our health is getting fucking train wrecked right now. The fact we're alive is like a fucking miracle. There's 2 Pokemon on the verge of death. This is going to end really badly. And it's all because we fucking chose this area. This Pelipper might have been harder than the other option on the other side. Fuck. I don't think we're gonna be able to win this one. I think we're probably fucking dead. I guess some of the stuff I mentioned has been like put into practice in other games. It's not completely like not all these things together, but like Pokemon Masters looks kind of interesting. It's gacha. I don't know if I like gacha games very much. In fact, I don't think I'd want to play them, but I can say that one thing I do like about it is that it's got like some interactivity where there's like all these different trainers in the games, and I'm pretty sure through the story mode, like the different characters all interacting, see all these different gym leaders and stuff, and all these different Pokemon they have with them, so you get to see some in-universe connectivity. That's kind of cool. I don't like the fact that it encourages you to pay to pull stuff, though. That's just that's something I've never been a fan of. Oh, please tell me the next hit's gonna kill this thing. If we have a Pokemon knocked down, our next battle is going to be significantly worse. Whereas we actually kill this thing, we might have a slight chance of things going better against Groudon. And we'll get a heal when we finish it if we survive. I don't think it's gonna go well, though. Oh, maybe. If it doesn't fucking guard against every single attack, that is. Oh wow, it didn't even guard against the first one. Okay, that worked out. Pelipper didn't stop us. That was a fucking miracle. Oh man. So, let's change the topic for a little bit and talk about something other than Pokemon. So, here's something for something interesting for discussion. How much you guys like Zelda? You guys big fans of it? I know there's only like 1 or 2 people watching right now. Just thought I'd ask. And also, you guys looking forward to Age of Calamity soon? I'm not personally think I'm gonna pick it up. Ooh, even if we don't end up actually getting like a lot to work with, Wide Guard is a fucking godsend this kind of battle. Protect us from all the hits that Groudon can use. Fucking have that spammed and try to survive every bit of damage it can toss out, hopefully. Anyway, like I was saying, I like Zelda a lot. I thought people were liked that it'd be a fun discussion point where I could ask, like, well, you guys for older Zelda style or newer Zelda style, like Breath of the Wild? I personally think I would be fine with more of older Zelda style, but I guess it depends. It's not like the newer style is bad or anything. In fact, I'd be down for seeing more open world Zelda. One of the things I didn't like about Breath of the Wild was the fact that it didn't have like traditional dungeons. That was something that bothered me quite a bit. The whole Divine Beasts thing just wasn't great. The story wasn't anything strong either, so there's definitely been some weak points in it compared to like other Zelda games that are not super amazing. I don't know. I do love the exploration of the game, and the shrines are really cool. It kind of looks like they might be bringing back a similar structure to past Zelda games with Breath of the Wild 2, with like the way the dungeons look, though. Oh my god, we are fucking dead. This guy didn't use Wide Guard, and he threw away a Pokemon, threw away someone for something that has a good typing, but has literally no good attacking moves. We are so fucking done. Wait, did he have a water type move that I didn't notice? Oh god, our only hope right now is we get fucking cheer that ends up giving us fucking an HP back. That's our only chance of living through this. This Groudon is going to completely fuck us up. This is going fucking terrible. I can't fight Groudon because I don't have any cooperation with anybody. Anyway, I guess we'll talk about Zelda some more in a second, but not yet. Oh, Weather Ball's what he's doing. But we're still gonna die because I fucking have no health, and all it has to do is hit me once. Why do you not use your fucking Wide Guard, dude? You let our entire party lose because you wouldn't protect us. Oh, fuck. Are there any shinies? At least I guess I can check them all. Probably not. No. Just nothing. 3 times, not even 1 win yet. I just need support from people I can actually talk to and communicate with instead of randoms that are getting us screwed every time I play. Fuck it. I'm just gonna go with the AI. I think I might actually have a chance of fucking working with bots that don't fucking dick me over every time I play, rather than playing with people who are making really bad decisions for no good reason. Let's see. Pincurchin, Ditto, Audino. I think I'm going to go for Pincurchin, maybe. I don't know. I'll figure out what I'm going to do about excuse me, getting like better Pokemon choices when I get closer to Groudon. Speaking of Zelda, I hope they do more like spin-off stuff. I like what they did with I like what they did with Hyrule Warriors. Hyrule Warriors was great. The original was really fantastic, and Age of Calamity looks like a pretty good game. I'm hoping that they continue to make some really cool stuff with it. Even if they don't, like, there's more potential for good stuff. I think there was like a thing from Retro that was leaked some time ago that looked really cool. It was like a thing where somebody made like a prototype for like a game where it's like after or like Ocarina of Time, I think, and before the flood happened. And it was like from the perspective of a Sheikah, I think, and it was like some character similar to Sheik. Excuse me, my throat's acting up a little bit. It looked really, really neat. It was like a storyline thing where it's filling in like a gap in the story, and I thought that was really great because the fact I'm interested in Zelda's lore a lot. I would love to see what all they could do with it. That actually seems like a decent purpose they could subject Hyrule Warriors to being that they wanted, though, instead of just being like whatever and having it like a crossover. I mean, it's not this time. They're actually using it for story purposes, but I mean, if they use this for Zelda stories and like the timeline, I would be totally down to see this. See exactly what they came up with every time they made a new entry. I don't know. I hope Age of Calamities ends up being really good. I won't be able to play it until next month, if even then. I'm looking forward to picking it up, though. Also, I hope we don't see the end of 2D Zeldas. I mean, we didn't get 2D Zelda on the Switch at all yet. I was hoping we'd get something. We got a remake, which is cool, but I was expecting an original new 2D Zelda game, and instead we got